Great. Welcome. Well, hi, my name is Jackie Gomez, Executive Director for HACIA. Welcome to our membership meeting for June. Excited to be here as we start seeing more things in person, which you will start seeing us also shortly going live in person as well. So today we have a great lineup, but before we begin, I'd like to start with thanking our membership sponsors. We have Wintrust Bank, People's Gas, Bear Paints, ComEd, and Hilco. Thank you all for your sponsorship and supporting our monthly meetings. We appreciate all your support. Next up, I'd like to welcome 8 new members. And you'll see 9, but Hilco was on last month, but was not able to attend. So we have them on today. And what we're doing is allowing our new members, to give a brief introduction of their company and themselves. And so we do have the following for today to talk about their company really quick. From Hilco, I have Nicholas and Corey. So I'll turn it over to you all first. And then I also have, and then I'll read the next person once you all are done. So thank you. Go ahead, Hilco.
Morning. Thank you, Jackie. My name again is Nick Polaire with Hilco Redevelopment Partners, VP of Development here for the Central Region. Obviously, as most of you know, we've been working on the Exchange 55 project off of Pulaski Road, developing a 1 million square foot warehouse for the Target team that we're looking to open quickly here. For those of you that don't know Hilco Redevelopment Partners, we specialize in brownfield redevelopment across the country, focusing on taking old industrial properties and bringing them back into new life. And with that, I'll turn it over to Corey to say hello quickly here as well.
Hi, good morning, guys. My name is Corey Rosales, project coordinator. Excited to be here, and it was nice to meet a lot of you at Thursday's event. Nick, I believe you have a presentation.
I think we'll turn it back to Jackie. It sounded like we were going to move on with further introductions here of other members.
Great, thank you. So the next person I'd like to welcome is Nicholas from CSN Electric.
Trying to figure it out. First time.
There you go. You got it.
Think I get everything? Okay.
There you are.
I'm in my office right now, as you can see. I'm a general electrician. I do everything though. I got 20 years experience. This is my first year though. I have a crew of guys that I work with, and we do generator work. We do light industrial work, commercial, rehabs, and sprinkling a little residential, but mainly commercial, industrial. And I have about 10 years experience as far as doing warehouses, doing distribution centers for them, conveyor work, control work. I mean, I got a long list of things we do, and then we're capable of. A union shop out of, we'll travel anywhere right now, getting started up. But that's me, that's our company, briefly.
Thank you, Nicholas. Remind me, are you certified minority business?
I'm going through that process right now. So I'm talking to Sandy Yano right now, and she's telling me it'll take probably about 6 to 8 months. So.
Oh, you're in good hands with Sandy. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Thank you, Nicholas. Nice to see you again. It was great to see you at the event last week.
Yes, it was a nice.
Next up, I have Umar from Nashal Soil Testing.
You're on mute, Umar.
Good morning. This is Umar Ahmad, National Soil Testing. The picture on the screen you see is Tim. But I'm speaking right now. We'll have Tim speaking. Tim has joined the team a few months ago, and we'll introduce him a little later. National Soil Testing is a minority-owned MBE, DBE certified City of Chicago, Lake County, Cook County, all of the Illinois area. We provide geotechnical, geoenvironmental, and construction material testing services. We have been around for a little over a decade. This is a 10-year anniversary coming up. So we have, as I said, we do geotechnical material testing, construction inspection, We have under our belt large projects, small project. We do single family homes to multi-million-dollar project. We did a Army Corps of Engineers, million yards of concrete, Lockport Dam, high-speed rail, and few high rises. That said, I'll let Tim join in and introduce himself.
Good morning to the group. I'll try and be real quick because I understand we're doing this, in the minute. Jackie, thank you very much for having us on board. My name is Tim Sipe. I'm with National Soil Testing. As Umar said, we're geotechnical construction materials testing and inspection, field and laboratory. We do everything from road work with IDOT and tollway to private, a Wendy's, a Burger King, to a high rise down in Chicago. We can do the geo work, we can do the concrete testing, structural steel testing, and so on. That's basically it.
We have done tons of CPS work and we're looking forward to work with PBC.
We thank HACIA for inviting us in.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you all. We welcome having you, and it's great to see you again. Saw you last week as well. Our next new member that I'd like to give the floor to is Javier from ENC Construction and Development. Javier?
Hey, Jackie, how are you guys? I want to say, first of all, thank you for having us. Javier Enciso from ENC Construction and Development. And a little bit of our company, we're from Chicago. We service Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. We're a general contractor, but the unique thing about us is we have over 100 tradesmen in the company. So our projects range from small, small rehabs, small constructions. We do a bunch of small single-family constructions, but we're also doing big multi-unit hotel renovations and new construction. And again, we service all of Chicago, the surrounding suburbs, and we're trying to go into other markets right now as well. But again, generally, we're just a general contractor.
Excellent. Thank you again. I'm just going to turn it over quickly. Oh, I see that William is here from Bella Construction. Great to have you. Come on and say hello and a little bit about your company, please.
I want to see if, no, it's not me yet. Okay.
We're going to have to create related usernames for them, like they're contractors, just so that they can log into the Wi-Fi. So
Oh, anyone from Bella Construction?
be their person.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay.
Don, do you mind muting? Thank you. I guess. Okay, we'll try to get back to you. So I'm going to turn it back to Hilco to do their quick company overview since they didn't get to last time.
Thank you, Jackie. 1 second here, let me share my screen. All right. Jeez. So again, my name is Nick Polera with Hilco Redevelopment Partners, based out of Chicago here. Just going to give a quick overview of what we do at a national level here, and then as well as our local project in Chicago off of Pulaski Road and Interstate 55. So HRP really, well, again, like I said earlier, what we focus on is brownfield redevelopment or industrial redevelopment. We have 3 core pillars that we focus on: environmental, economics, and obviously community. So on the environmental side, our goals is to fully remediate the sites, clean them up, have excellent recycling standards, et cetera, bring them through full regulatory closure. On the economic side, again, focusing on taking these old rundown industrial developments, repurposing them and bringing new life to them and opportunity in the local areas. And then on the community side, really engaging, getting to know our community members, stakeholders, et cetera, and including them and involving them on our projects. So a couple examples of our brownfield acquisitions and projects over the, the last 5 to 6 years. We have a project in Boston called L Streeter 776, which will be a redevelopment of an old power plant that was built originally in 1898. That project is ongoing. Our project here in Chicago, the old Crawford Power Station, and the redevelopment of that into a 1 million square foot warehouse for the Target team that was just recently announced. Also, we have 2 locations in New Jersey, again, redevelopment of power plants, and our latest project, which is the closure and redevelopment of a 1,300 acre oil refinery in Philadelphia that, again, we're going to take through full environmental regulatory closure and redevelop that site as well. So focusing in on our Exchange 55 project here in Chicago, another piece that is near and dear to our team is our sustainable initiatives. So specifically with the Exchange 55 project, there were several things that we keyed in on other than cleaning up the site. We have a large native landscape, over 659 trees, shrubs, et cetera, that we're planting on the site that currently weren't there. Increasing landscape buffers, things of that nature. We're also going to be the large LEED certified industrial building in the city of Chicago. To accomplish that, water efficient fixtures, energy efficient lighting fixtures, all LED lighting throughout the warehouse, et cetera. A couple other key improvements that we did that really focused on community, is including a multi-use pathway along the Pulaski Road corridor, opening up, green space access, et cetera, in the future along the riverfront, as well as our tenant is looking to install a solar array on the roof line as well here in 2022, which is a quite exciting initiative and will be one of the largest in the city of Chicago as well. A few other things that we've done is infrastructure for electric vehicle charging stations, including an electric vehicle charging station installation, and so on. And then just a quick update of where we're at on the project. This is almost a current aerial. So looking, here at the end of July to turn the building over for full operations for our tenant Target. As you can see, the structure itself is complete, and we're just finishing exterior work as our tenant continues their improvements on the inside. We'd just like to again acknowledge HACIA and all the great partnership and work that they have helped us with on this project with the pre-apprenticeship program, as well as getting local different members, et cetera, involved in this project with us. So with that, just wanted to do it again, quick intro and an overview of what Hilco does here in Chicago, and then again across the country, and then our project at Exchange. So I don't know if there's any questions, or if not, I'll turn it back over to Jackie.
Great, I don't see any questions, but thank you, Nick, and we were proud to be part of the team in helping the community build workforce and do some outreach services for the project. So looking forward to it being finalized. It's exciting. Now I just wanted to, I know we have Ardmore Roderick, Butler, Omega, Whitecap as new members. Just wanted to give them a shout out. They are not here, and also wanted to see if Bella Construction is back on to say hello and give a quick overview of their company. Otherwise, we'll start moving on. And do you see them, Christina? I think they look on, but we can't hear you. So if anyone from Bella is on, just give a little shout out and I'll be sure to make some time for you. All right. So with that, I'm going to move on to our news, and some exciting news that we're really excited to have been part of and pushing for is House Bill 132 that just passed the House last week. And House Bill 132 is a really great initiative that what it does is really the certification approval, I wouldn't say even approval, it's the recognition by the state to accept the city and Cook County MWBE certification, which is a really big burden for small businesses to complete a certification application. So if you all have seen one of those, it's pretty big and hefty. So this is a really great way, an example of how barriers get reduced. So we're grateful for Representative Delgado and Senator Tony Munoz for sponsoring and championing this bill. So with that, just a quick special thanks for all who came out last week. It was successful. It was great. We didn't expect as many people as we did. We hit almost 200 people. We had a closed registration because we were at capacity at some point. But again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Couldn't have been possible without you all. And here are just some of the pictures that we're sharing. But we have a full album on our Flickr account, so please be sure to check that out. So that was a good time. We continue to look forward to more. Of course, we have our golf outing next week. While it is sold out, again, it's another great event to be had. There's still opportunity to come to the dinner, or if you're looking to sponsor as well, we're always welcoming that as well. Just make sure to contact Neida Cinturon from our office. Thank you. Last on the news to come up is our developers cruise. It's going to be held on September 8th, and it's bound to be a good time on the boats and just learning and hearing about what's happening directly from our developers in the city. So make sure to reserve your pass today, as I'm sure it'll get sold out again. So now to the main part of our presentation is turning it over to our presenters. We have coming up now are from my friends at the Public Building Commission. I have Karina Sanchez, our Executive Director, and Ray Gitteroff, Chief Development Officer. So Karina, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jackie. We really appreciate the invitation to be with you all today. And I know we've already spoken, but let me officially congratulate you on your new post. We very much look forward to working with you and HACIA, and very excited for everyone. I do have to apologize. I'm in between meetings, but I leave you in more than capable hands with Ray Gitteroff. I just wanted to say a quick welcome. As many of people here, we were part of the essential workforce in 2020, when even dealing with a pandemic. We appreciated all of our partners that help us not only complete 17 projects that we had on behalf of our clients, but really should get through all of that, and appreciate all of the safety enhancements that were put in place. And last year alone, we did about 17, we completed 17 projects on behalf of our clients, which equal to more than $308 million. And we were very proud that almost $100 million went directly to minority and women business enterprise firms. And for this reason, we are now part of the mayor's 5-year capital plan. I'm sure many of you all have heard of the Chicago Works program, that is essentially an investment in communities through infrastructure that will be taking place in the next couple of years. We have reaffirmed our partnership with AIS and CDOT. And because of that partnership, we have a number of opportunities coming up, in which I would now let Ray Gitteroff just kind of go through them. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing many people here support us to make sure that we have not only successful projects and deliverance of these projects, but we can also help in the hiring of many people in the community, which is a very essential point of the mayor's Chicago Works program. So thank you for having us. And again, I apologize for having to jump off, but I leave you in capable hands with Ray Gitteroff.
Thank you, Karina. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Karina. This is Ray Gitteroff, Chief Development Officer at the Public Building Commission. Jackie and our friends at HACIA, thank you for having us, and congratulations on your position at HACIA. I think that HACIA is in great hands, thanks to you and everyone that supports you there at HACIA. So glad to have you at HACIA. Real proud of you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I was going to ask, I'll just mention, if folks have questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A box. And or if you'd like to go live with your question, just raise your hand and we'd be happy to turn it over to you with questions at the end of Ray's presentation. Okay, sorry, Ray. Thank you again.
Of course, of course. And we've enjoyed decades of time together, HACIA and the Public Building Commission. So we really rely on that, Jackie. A lot of the input that we get, whether it's improvements, opportunities, or engagement, I think it's real important that the PBC and HACIA maintain that relationship. And I think under your leadership, it's just going to get better. And it's important to your members as well to know that they have a direct line to the PBC through you, whether it's a subcontractor, a firm, or whatever the case may be. So we're always available. We're always willing to listen. We're always open to criticism, of course. And it all compliments to Karina, any criticism to me. I think that's how Karina and I have decided to do that this morning. So with regard to our upcoming projects, Karina mentioned our new relationships that we're really proud of in engaging with AIS and CDOT, and then maintaining our current relationship with the Chicago Public Schools. These all three, along with the CPL and others, are incredible partners in that they realize how important development across the city is, not just from a perspective of investing in our communities, but also putting a lot of people to work. And a lot of the communities that we work in, the most important thing that we can do as an agency and as a city, to echo what our great mayor has been saying, is ensure that our workforce is a reflection of those communities that we work in and that we live in. And it doesn't, you could see the truth in the fact that, our executive director, our executive leadership, all of us are a reflection of those communities that we live in, including all the staff that report to these projects on our behalf. So I think that's where it starts, Jackie. And then beyond that, we get into, subcontracting opportunities and prime contractor opportunities in different ways in which we procure work. Each has its own benefits, of course. And I just wanted to make that clear, and that, thanks to input from HACIA, we've been able to implement a lot of those strategies to ensure that we're maximizing opportunities, not just on the construction side, but also on the professional services side. We recently appointed a number of different architects and engineers of record. In the past, it seemed as though the focus was always on contractors, but I can assure you that our focus is also on those architects, on those engineers, on the independent testing laboratories, on the traffic study consultants, and all of the other planning and design services that are the most important thing that we can do before we even put a shovel in the ground. So we recognize that. And at our last board meeting, Karina had to leave, but I know that she wanted to mention that every single architect, every single engineer that we appointed to these AIS projects that we're going to talk about here momentarily are all M or WBE firms, all firms that we've worked with in the past, some with challenges and some without, but it's our job to ensure that we're providing the opportunity. And then secondly, when the opportunity is there and we engage a engineer of record or architect of record to continue to support them, empower them, and protect them, right? Because it's one thing to give a firm an opportunity. It's another thing that, continue to support, empower, and protect, right? Because there are challenges, and we all know what, we've lived through a pretty challenging period over the last year and a half. And I don't want to be long-winded about that, Jackie, but it's real important that your membership realizes that it's not just the opportunity, it's supporting, empowering, and protecting once they come into a project with us. So with that being said, one of our great partners at Chicago Public Schools has allowed us to work with them on a few school projects, and one of them being the Belmont Cragen Elementary School up north in the Reese Park area. That contract has been awarded to the George Solid HACIA joint venture. Both are incredible companies. Solid should be commended for its efforts to continue to bring on M&WB partners as joint venture partners, and their mission and HACIA's mission to continue to include and maximize opportunities for M&WBE subcontractors. Those opportunities are still there. I would encourage your membership, the subcontracting community, to reach out to Solid and HACIA about those opportunities. We recently issued the notice of award, recently issued the notice to proceed. It's an incredible project in the Reese Park area, approximately just under 90,000 square feet, where we're building adjacent to an incredible park district facility that's been there for more than a minute. So we're excited that groundbreaking for that is coming up shortly. The other really exciting project that we're working on is the Joint Police Safety Training Center campus, in which we're working with AIS, the mayor's office, to develop this site into 3 different parts. AIS has a different provider in AECOM providing the police training facility. We're partnering with AIS to develop a part of the site that we're calling this phase 1A area, which is an outlet area of the location in which 2 restaurants and site development will take place, future development by another entity at a later point, and then the training scenario village immediately adjacent to that. A lot of your membership probably knows, if they're not signed up to our alert system, I would encourage everybody to sign up to the PBC's alert system, in that we've issued the notices of intent to engage design builders. It's an incredible opportunity to be part of an anchor project in an important community. Beyond dollars and cents, it's the anchor that we're going to provide not only to our first responders, but allow the community to feel engaged and feel invited to the overall campus experience, especially in the outlet area where there are a lot of outdoor amenities that are part of the program, in addition to 2 restaurants that we're developing on behalf of the city. So this is really an incredible project, incredible opportunities coming up for the design build community. Just keep, if your membership can just keep their eyes on the alerts and understand that, you know, there's more information coming on that as well. And then moving on further with these, with the annexes and renovation projects with the Chicago Public Schools, the McCutcheon Elementary School that we're working with CPS on, that's still in the planning and design phase. The Phillips Academy High School has recently been awarded to Burling Builders, which we're really proud of. The notice of award has been issued, the NTP is pending. I would encourage your subcontracting membership to follow up with Burling regarding those opportunities for subcontracts. And then with regard to the Sauganash Elementary School in the Sauganash area, approximately, I should say Phillips is approximately 10,000 square feet. Sauganash, approximately 50,000 square feet. That is in the planning and design phase currently. We anticipate procuring a general contractor 4th quarter of this year. So keep your eyes open for that. That's going to be an exciting project. It's the 2nd annex that we're building. We previously built an annex in the Sauganash community. It's an incredible area, overcrowded. And I think that this 2nd annex is a welcomed addition by the community and the school. And like I said, the school, everyone at CPS, the Board of Ed, they've been incredible partners to help move this project along. And then the projects that we've undertaken from AIS, and they're listed here under Chicago Public Library, but the Richard J. Daley and the Sherman Park Branch Library, as part of the overall program, capital program with AIS, and this work is interesting because it can range from $100,000 to possibly a $4 million addition, whether it's an addition to a firehouse or an addition to another existing asset. The point I'm making is that there will be opportunities, a lot of low-hanging fruit, if I can use that term, where the work is quick in and out. It's quick renovations, maybe upgrades to mechanical systems, maybe upgrades to envelope, whether that be windows, curtain wall, storefront, or roofing components. And then in some cases, a little more extensive renovations, up to $4 million possibly. In other cases, maybe in addition to an existing firehouse. For those projects under AIS, that's the one thing that we are very proud of is currently they're all in the planning assessment phase. And all of those architects that we just appointed at our last board meeting are M or WBE firms. And most of them have more than one project that they're planning and designing. That doesn't mean that the opportunities aren't there for other projects. This is just the first series of projects that we've appointed these architects to. And the way that we did that, Jackie, and the membership should know, oftentimes we're not going to call an architect or have an architect call us. We absolutely rely on our letters of interest and qualifications. We have a database based on that information that we receive from architects and engineers. And to the membership directly, I can't stress enough how important it is that you continue to provide updates to your current LIQs. A lot of the firms are making operational changes. They're hiring new employees. they're opening a new department, they've entered into a different arena, they've expanded their capacity, whether it's municipal, schools, civil, whatever the case may be. As we receive those LIQs, current or new, we update our database, and oftentimes projects come up, and it happens very quickly, like it did with this last group of architects and engineers that we appointed. We'll obviously our focus is on our MNWBE partners that are in LIQ, but in addition to that, we have a number of other architectural firms and engineering firms that aren't M or WBE, but have other experiences and other knowledge, capacity, so on and so forth, that may lend itself to a different kind of project. And we absolutely understand that the market is currently saturated. We've been tracking and preparing for COVID since November of 2019 through today and beyond the balance of this year, and what that means with regard to market saturation, supply chain impacts, labor shortages, commodity price increases, so on and so forth. So we do take all that into account, as I'm sure all of our partners that are presenting today are doing the same. So that's the most important thing that we can do. And so the membership knows we've made phone calls to different professional service providers, and to their credit, some of them have come back and said, listen, we're busy, we're over capacity, we're trying to hire new people, we may not have time, and PBC, thank you, but we don't want to fail at what you're expecting, so we'll pass this time and we'll pick us up on the next project opportunity. My point being that if there are those firms on this call with us right now that have not updated their LIQ, it is the most important thing that you can do in this month of June, because we're going to continue to appoint and select architects and engineers for that capital program that we're working with our partners over at AIS. And then if I can move on to this Morgan Shoal project, it's currently in procurement. I can tell you that I can't say too much about that project, Jackie, because we've received submissions, and we're in the middle of that procurement process. I can just say that it's a revetment shore protection project, and then those that submitted will be notified by procurement what the next steps are. So I'm going to be real light on that project, but that's an exciting job for us because it's a new client in CDOT and our existing client over at the Park District. So there's nothing that we're doing that's not exciting. So every time I say exciting, I know everyone's like, wait a minute, everything can't be exciting. And I'm like, of course it can. It's all exciting. These are opportunities not just for everybody on this phone call, but imagine the opportunities to employ residents in the city of Chicago from now through 2025. For example, the Morgan Shoal project's completion date is slated for spring, summer 2025. So that's the kind of excitement that I'm talking about. And then the renovation work that Karina mentioned with AIS, and part of what we're doing with AIS. The City of Chicago and Chicago Fire Department projects listed here are just the first series of projects that we've engaged architects. For example, the Pershing Road upgrade projects, that's a Paul Harding and Mode joint venture working together. And it's important to note that team, that joint venture, did incredibly well under incredible circumstances to complete a project for CPS. And CPS couldn't have been more gracious and understanding throughout the process, throughout the entire pandemic, as we completed all those school projects for CPS and with CPS. So Harding and Mode are working with us on those Pershing Road upgrade projects across all three buildings. And then the 9th District Police Station at Halsted Street, that's also one of those minor renovation projects, but the scope can be different throughout: mechanical, storefront, architectural issues, so on and so forth. And then with regard to the Chicago Fire Department, the engine companies that are listed here, most of them are the same with regard to renovations, upgrades, and ensuring that we're addressing some deferred maintenance issues. One of these projects, Engine Company 71, depending on the assessment and the planning and design phases, and obviously budgeting and so on and so forth, that may be a project that receives in addition. With regard to CDOT, we've recently on these projects, we appointed DB Sterling to provide us with engineering services. And CDOT's work is also incredible. It's engineering intense. It's ensuring that whatever it is that we're observing, reporting, assessing, and designing addresses the structure, ensuring that it's safe. It's paramount to CDOT, and it is paramount to us that we're properly assessing these existing conditions. And it should be noted that CDOT has done an incredible job in ensuring that all of our bridges and roadways are safe. And we're excited to work with them. I had the opportunity quickly to walk through with CDOT's representative, the Michigan Avenue Bridge. I didn't know, but that tower sitting right there at Michigan Avenue in Wacker is actually a museum. And I was like a little kid in a candy store taking pictures of everything on the inside of that bridge, because it's just an incredible part of our history in terms of how we manage to operate these bridges, from 50 years ago to now. So that concludes, Jackie, my presentation, PBC's presentation. These next couple of slides really talk to the points I was making earlier, to be registered on our website, to be part of our AOR, EOR database. I can tell you that the most important part of our work, no disrespect to our contractors that are performing the work, the most important thing that we could do is, number one, listen to the client. Number two, address their concerns, meet expectations, and then properly plan and design. When we don't do those things, and we get into construction, then we get into other issues. And all of our contractors, all of your contractors that are on the phone, can build anything with their eyes closed. I think that our point is engaging the right architect, the right engineer, having the right plan, listening to the client, meeting expectations, and putting out for procurement a set of documents that we have a high level of confidence in. And the truth in that is with Belmont and with Phillips, in which we received competitive bids from a number of contractors, which gave us the confidence that our two architects, SMNGA Forma, which is a team at Belmont, and then Moody Nolan, that's the architect over at Phillips, and then our partners at CPS, couldn't have done a better job in assembling those contract documents because of the planning and design work that went into it. And now we've got, we received competitive bids, and we have two incredible contractors that are going to build those schools for us. And then the PBC alerts that we talked about. This is probably the best way that your membership would realize, hey, for the Joint Police Safety Training Center, there was a notice of intent that went out. And then the next phase would be, what is the next part of procuring that design builder? And then how do those notices go out to your membership? This is probably the best way that your membership would know about those opportunities, and it's immediate. So Jackie, that concludes my presentation. I couldn't be more proud that you are the executive director at HACIA. I think that incredible things are ahead of you and ahead of HACIA. And in the PBC, you'll always have a partner. We're always willing to listen. We're always willing to improve. And God knows we have a lot of areas that we can improve. But at the same time, thanks to your membership, we made it through the pandemic together, and we were able to complete these projects. So to your membership, I want to say thank you. And then Jackie, to you, thank you for the opportunity to present today.
Thank you, Ray. It's honestly is a pleasure to have good partners at the PBC like you and Karina. And you're right, and it's also refreshing to hear the focus that you guys have put on the professional services side, because it is an important component, right? And I think a lot of the efforts and focus is always on the construction, because that's where a bulk of the money is going, right? But it's great, and I'm sure a lot of our members will be happy to hear that PBC is putting effort and focus to diversity and inclusion on the professional services side. So I commend you for that, and it's always great to know that we'll be able to work together again on a lot of things. So it's great to be here as well. So I just want to remind anybody, if anybody has any questions, please drop them in the box. I don't currently see any questions at the moment. That's probably Ray, because you have all the information out, posted everywhere that they already know how to, or they know how to get to you directly. That could be the case too. So thank you, Ray, I appreciate it. I'm going to turn it over now to our next presenter, Related Midwest. I believe we have Janet Garcia on. And Janet,
hi,
are you
everyone.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hold on one second. Let me put us on You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. share. Well, hi, everyone. I want to share in the sentiments that everyone has expressed. We're all very happy to have you, Jackie, and leading the way for HACIA. So we're excited to see the great things that you have to come, in the near future. So I want to talk a little bit about Related Midwest. Related Midwest, as a Chicago office of the Related Companies, we are a widely recognized, innovative real estate developer here in the city of Chicago and across the country. For the last 30 years, we have developed residential properties ranging from affordable housing to luxury rental and for sale residencies. So including things like Marshall Field Garden Apartments, Lathrop Homes, One Bennett Park, the Landmark. And as we continue to shape what the skyline looks like and what our communities look like, the communities we live in, I want to take this opportunity to talk to you about how we have taken our community engagement process over the last 20 years and how it's been shaped into our equity, diversity, and inclusion directive that we implement on our projects. So let's see if this works. Okay. So our equity, diversity, and inclusion directive comes from a series of different initiatives that our office has taken on into what we call as our ecosystem. And then we put all of those efforts into our equity, diversity, and inclusion directive. And what it is a combination of HIRE 360, which is an organization we helped found in to address workforce development initiatives, emerging business support, and vendor manufacturing outreach. We've also developed a Community Inclusion Council, which is the first of its kind. It's a trusted civic, business, and community organization of partners in our communities that come together to help provide guidance to us and to keep us accountable for the things that we say we're going to do and make sure that we do them. And we also have a construction operations committee. This is an organization put together of different like-minded individuals, primarily superintendents across the city of Chicago from different general contracting companies that believe that it's time for us to be more professional on the job site, to implement trainings that address biases and sexual harassment, to make sure that our job sites are healthy and welcoming. We also internally, some of the other programs we have include Professional Plus, which is really looking at our professional services for architects, engineering, attorney, consulting opportunities to make sure that we have a diverse and inclusive group of individuals that we work with. With that, we also have been working on a program called Paving the Path, which now HIRE 360 leads. Let's see, hold on one second. I don't know why this is. Do you guys see the screen with the presenters as well? Because this is pretty, I don't know if you see that or not.
No, we just see like your regular edited slide.
Okay, perfect, because it's jumping all over the place and it's a little distracting. Okay, so back to Paving the Path. So this is a program that offers low interest loans to emerging businesses. And then we have our small business mentorship program, which is an ongoing mentorship program within our office of 30 plus individuals. Right now we're doing a one-on-one mentorship program where we can spend some quality time with small businesses in helping them further develop their skill set. Now, I'm not giving the due credit to all of these different programs. I know we're running short on time, so I'm just going to skip through these as quickly as possible. But my point here is to show that all of these different components of what we're doing here at Related as a developer is to be more inclusive, to provide more equity to our communities, and to increase the diversity of the work that we do and the people and the partnerships that we create. So over the last 25 years, we've expended more than $265 million to MBEs, WBEs, hired over 465 residents across 29 projects. We've helped start new first-time opportunities to 17 different contractors. I think we're actually up at like 21 right now. So we've continued to do everything in our ability to increase opportunity for small businesses, to increase contracting values for different subcontractors. But we talk about the Eden, so we're saying, well, how do we put this in action, right? Well, we've been doing it for many different projects, but specifically, I want to talk about Roosevelt Square. Roosevelt Square is a 120-acre multi-phased mixed income development in Chicago's near West Side. There is a recent development that we finished in 2019, which was the Taylor Street Apartments and Little Italy Community Public Library branch. And the current phase that we're working on, phase 3B, is the 222 new apartments and 84 rehabbed apartments that we actually just went out for an RFP and have just recently awarded that project. So really quick, as an overview, all the buildings in green, that's our scattered site from 2004, 2006, that will be renovating those units. We have 2 new mid-rise construction buildings, R2 and R3, which is about 140 units combined, new construction building. We have another one at the corner of Taylor and Racine, that's 67 apartments. And then we're also working with the National Public Housing Museum on a new project, a renovation of an existing building at the corner of Ada and Taylor. This is where the Taylor Street Home Apartments is at, Apartments and Library is located. So how are we putting, question is, how are we putting our EDID into action, specifically at the Roosevelt Square project? So we have set internal goals. That's what our EDID says, right? We're setting internal goals to be more equitable, diverse, and inclusive, to set a minimum 40% MBEWB participation, to have youth outreach and education on careers in the building industries. We have a minimum of 37 community hires for this project. To the right, you'll see the team at Roosevelt Square Phase 3B. As I mentioned earlier, we are really excited about the award that we've recently made public, which is that B3 Builders, which is a group of BOA Construction, Brown and Moman, and Blackwood, came together and put a proposal as prime contractors for this, $80 million plus project of different components, right? So we have new construction and renovation. And so B3 Builders was awarded package 1, 2, and 4, which is the new construction, 3 new construction buildings, and the renovation of the scattered site existing properties. GMA has also been awarded, they have been awarded the National Public Housing Museum. They are leading that effort as they do the renovation for the museum themselves and the apartments for us. Let's see, so when we look at how are we putting into place our EDID, right? This team has been made up of 77% MBEWBE consultants, architects and engineers. We've been working with Design Bridge, with NIA, with Landbone Baker, with HED, DBHMS, MAPS, E&I, Tandem Venture. So when we look at the team, right, from the front end of a project, we're looking at construction engineering. We want to make sure that there is representation for the people that are designing and engineering our buildings that are reflective of the community that we work in. And so for architecture and engineering, we have a very good, diverse team working with us, as well as with construction. I would say that this is probably the first of its kind in the city to have a full MBE team taking on a project of this size and this magnitude. So we're really excited about that. The one thing I want to say to the members is that right now, because the GC has just been selected, there is an opportunity still out there for contracting for concrete, masonry, carpentry, waterproofing, metal panels, doors and hardware, carpentry, roofing, flooring. So there's still opportunity out there. I would recommend maybe reaching out to either myself or Jackie. I can get you in touch with the B3 group or the GMA group so that they can provide additional information to the membership for opportunity there. In addition to subcontracting, we also have material testing opportunities, surveying, temporary facilities, waste management, security. So That none of these trades have been awarded to date, so there's still opportunity out there to participate. Just a couple slides here. We have the one of the buildings on Racine at 6-7 Apartments. This is with Moody Nolan and Landon Boone Baker. We'll keep going here. There are 2 buildings on Roosevelt Square. It's 140 apartments altogether. That's brought amenities like the fitness room and package rooms and dog runs, and Design Bridge was our architect on that project. A really quick story. So we've been working with Design Bridge on several of our affordable projects. And as we looked to new construction projects and how we can further develop our architecture and engineering teams as we continue to develop our construction teams, we looked at Design Bridge and said, we'd like to hear from you guys and, look at an opportunity so that we can continue to increase the volume and the value of the projects that we work with our MBE, WBE architects and engineers. National Public Housing Museum, like I said, this is one of the buildings that was awarded to GMA construction, and then the scattered site, 184 apartments in 32 buildings to the B3 group. The other project I'd like to talk to you guys about is 900 West Randolph. The architect for this was Morris Adjemi Architects. It is designed to reflect the heritage of Chicago's West Loop neighborhood, and it has residential along with some retail on the first floor. It's 300 units, 43 stories of luxury multifamily high-rise, and includes about 3,000 square feet of retail and parking internally to the building. It sits at about 500 feet tall. It is a reinforced concrete building. It will be the tallest building in the West Loop. This is one of the first projects we'll be having 80% to be market rate and 20% of the units will be affordable. For this project, and the same effort that we do for all our projects, our EDID comprises of making sure that we push a 40% MBE, WBE combined subcontracting participation. We make sure that we're reaching out to our youth and working with the local schools and community organizations to expand on our education, on architecture, engineering, construction trades, right? Because we need to work towards increasing our workforce as well. For this project, we have a minimum of 25 community hires. These are hires that we work with as subcontractors at the front end of the project so that we're able to get those commitments early on. This project, as well as our first high-rise that we are partnering with an MBE, we'll be partnering with Boa Construction on this project. Right now, the project is about 65% bought out, but within that, we have 34% MBE and 8% WBE. So we've surpassed our goal right now of 40% MBE, WBE participation. I would, however, say that within those that have been awarded, our MEPs still do not have set partners. So we can still have opportunity there for our subcontracting community, for specialty signage, waterproofing metal panels, doors, hardware, carpentry, roofing, flooring, painting, as well as mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So there's still opportunity there, as well as with waste management, temporary facilities, security, and other site specific, opportunities. Like I said, this is one of our, we're very proud of the work that we're doing with both Roosevelt Square and 900, because we are taking an opportunity to partner and award to MBEs, teams of MBEs that really represent the communities that we all work in, that we live in, the city of Chicago. So we're looking at contracting and partnerships in a very different way to be reflective of the values that we also hold. And last but not least, certainly the 78, it's a 62-acre development that's located at Roosevelt Road and the river. It's close to the Loop. In downtown, it has surrounding neighborhoods like Chinatown, Bronzeville, Pilsen area. It is going to be a location where we'll have access to many amenities for the city as we build this new neighborhood. So a lot of the work that we're doing and that we will continue to do is really looking at the way that will continue to build the city that is reflective of its residents, right? So when we look at community-based partnerships, development partnerships, contracting partnerships, like the B3 group, these are the organizations and the teams that will help us shape the buildings in the communities and the city, and really this neighborhood that the city of Chicago and its residents are really deserving of. So that pretty much sums up. I kind of went really quick through it, knowing that we are short on time, so I apologize. I would have loved to spend a little bit more time talking about the programs that we're running in the office and the partnerships that we're having, so that it gives a little bit more insight to everyone of our effort and our approach more than anything. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Janet. I definitely don't feel rushed. I mean, we're not exactly at time yet, so we're good. I do just want to remind folks to feel free to drop in questions or raise your hand if you want to ask your question live. I absolutely am excited to hear about all the great work that you all are doing. I did not realize you call it an EDID, E-D-I-D. And that was really nice to hear about. I do have an initial question that came up. You mentioned that you have is part of your overall goal to have the 40% MWBE, or are you doing like a project by project kind of goals for MWBE?
So the base of 40% MBEWB participation is across all our projects. That's a EDID specific, like every project has an EDID, and that has been the basis for every project for at least the 5 years I've been here. And I know that our team prior to that was hitting 44, 47% participation on projects that we weren't required to have any participation on.
Right. No.
But then what's very specific to the site is the amount of hiring that we would do, the partnerships in that community, the potential training of subcontractors or their staff for things like OSHA certification or scaffolding certification, all these different kinds of programs.
Great. We do have a question, and I'm going to turn it over to Nichelle, one of our new members, to go ahead and unmute himself so you can ask your question directly.
Hi, this is Tim Sipe with National. Jeanette, I have a question for you in regards to, we're currently bidding on a project that has very, very high DEI goals, very high DEI goals.
Okay.
And one of the things that we've been recognized for is, without planning it, we happen to be extraordinarily diverse. We have Asian, Hispanic, we have Italian, we have Black, we have white, we have, and then we have men and we have women in almost a split 50-50 in the decision-making roles as far as project management, engineering, so on and so forth. Related Midwest has been a very, very admired company of mine as far as the size and the vision of the projects that you guys approach. You guys are amazing. I've looked at your website for years, okay? How do we go about getting our information to you? We're construction materials testing and inspection. We do everything from remediation to geotechnical to concrete testing, structural steel testing, fireproofing, floor flatness, all the way up.
Right.
From the, literally from the dirt to the sky. We're involved in every end of it. So I'm very interested in how we can get our information over to you.
So here's one of the things that we do. First of all, you can send it to me. I'll take care of it. We'll circulate it. One of the things that we did last year, we've had a database of MBE, WBEs, subcontractors, not just MBE, but like a database of subcontractors for years now. And last year we put out a Microsoft form fill-in, automatic document, and we gathered a lot of information. We've been using that as a resource, and we use, we go to organizations like HACIA as a resource for other subcontractors that we've not worked with. Now, we've been working on the construction side really heavily to get participation, but we are, over the last couple years, we've really expanded to include testing services and everything else at the front end, right? Because we have to look at projects holistically, from the development side, architecture and engineering, because there's a lot of things that because I also work on the pre-construction of things, so I get a lot of having to do material testing, having to do ACM, having to do soil testing. So we do that at the front end. And so as we build that database, we look to it and we start developing relationships with them. So I'd be happy to include you guys. If you send me your information, I'll send you the questionnaire so we can put it in our database and get to know you a little bit better so that we can think of you when it's time to go out at the front end.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it. And one quick question, and this is always just kind of one of those little hook questions, but are you guys still considering the Spire?
Always.
I hope so, because that's one of the most
Always.
beautiful buildings I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're working on that, definitely.
Okay, so I mean, that's how long I've been following you guys. Is the moment I read that article, I started looking into who you guys were and what's going on. So it's an amazing deal.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that. In addition to projects like the Spire or One Bennett or 900 that we talked about, we have a very extensive affordable housing portfolio as well. That's pretty much how we started here in Chicago and how Related started out in New York. So we have a mix of both high-end luxury projects as well as affordable projects. We're looking to do that same effort that we do on our affordables, on our high-rise projects. I'll tell you right now, because I work on all the pre-construction for our affordable side, we have about 5, 6, 7, 8 projects right now that are in the works. Some of them are under construction. 5 of them are. And of those 8, only 2 are required to have MBE WBE goals, and we are currently tracking an average of 47% participation. I have to add this too, is that when we talk about participation, it's not just hitting numbers, right? We don't just look to just, okay, we hit 26 and 6. No, we have taken this a step further to say, how can we help you grow your business? What access do we have to something? What do you need, right? Is it a bonding thing? Do we need to connect you with someone that we know? Is it someone at the PBC that we can help you with? Is it someone at CPS? Like, whatever our resources are, they become your resources, right? And so we look to build small businesses continuously and build those relationships. So it's much bigger than just checking a box and saying that we've met a goal. It's certainly about building capacity, because the reality is that there are so many MBE WBE businesses out there, but as we want them to participate on our high-rise projects, we need to be able to build them up so that they have the capacity to succeed, because if they succeed, we succeed, right? So
absolutely
at that way.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
You were like preaching to the choir here. I love it. There is a question that is asked: are all the MWBEs that you've talked about, are they all local? Do you know?
No.
That have been awarded? Okay.
No, they don't have to be local. We obviously, on projects like 900 that has a executive order to it, there are requirements there. We meet those requirements, but they don't have to be local to the city of Chicago. On projects like that one and Roosevelt Square, we do have City of Chicago 50% residency requirements. So those will have to make sure we meet those goals as well. But for MBWB, we do not.
You talked about and helping with bonding. I think you were talking about it in the context of you're helping also just increase their bonding capacity. I think, is that what you may be?
That's right.
I also ask, I wonder, do you also offer where you cover the bonding for folks on any of your projects if the need is there, offer some sort of either OSIP, CSIP type of program?
We have done those in the past, and they're very project specific, depending on the size. We'll certainly do that. We have how do I say this? So we don't want to just cover the problem by always offering these kinds of like programs, right? I think these programs are great. It gets them in the door. It helps, get us started, give someone the opportunity, let them show us what they can do so that we can keep working with them. But as part of that, then we really have to look at how do we build their bonding capacity? Who do we need to talk to? What in their financial structure and monitoring of their finances have they been doing or not doing that can help them increase that bonding, right? Because, as small businesses are growing, they may not know some things in accounting. They may not know certain things. So we work with them to figure out how do you operate so that we, in looking at the operation of the business, can say, you know what, we know so-and-so here, we know so-and-so there, let's get you guys together. How do we get that bonding capacity increased?
Right. Okay. No, that's fair. Last call for questions. Otherwise, I would also throw out there for Related Midwest to consider working with us on some of these. We could potentially do some targeted outreach events, or for these that have not, for the subcontracting opportunities that are still available. I think that would be great with some of our members. We can host them together and really try to get those numbers again going for you, and making new introductions. As you can see, every month we're getting new members. We get folks that are still learning about Related and how to do business with you all. So we'd be happy to do something like that together in the future.
No, absolutely, Jackie. We partnered on the Lathrop Homes project a couple of years ago. I lived at Lathrop for basically, not literally, but because of work, I was there all the time, and we worked really close with Juan at your office to put together some of the programs, and you guys were instrumental in working with us on that and having a great number of your members represented on that. And in other projects, we've been working with members for quite a long time. So definitely, I love that idea.
Excellent. Well, we'll touch base on that. And thank you again. I would be remiss if Nana would really get on my case if I didn't mention our golf outing in August. So don't be sad for those that didn't make it on to next week. We have another one on August 19th. We still don't have registration open for that, but please contact Nada from our office or any one of us, and we'll connect you to Nada to start getting on those. She is already selling spots for that. Jeanette, thank you again. Thank you to all of our presenters today. I appreciate your time. We look forward to the collaboration and future opportunities for equitable participation on contracts. Thank you all. Have a great one. Until next time.
Thank you very much, HACIA.